This is a short video for people that are having a solar installation with mPower that might be adding either an EV charge point, power diverter or home battery. For our EV charge points we use a product called Zappi made by a British company called myenergi. One of the principal reasons for using this is that it has a special technology built in that avoids the need for an ugly earth rod, and that it has two eco settings to best take advantage of excess solar. Use fast mode to charge normally. Use eco mode to take advantage of surplus solar energy whilst being topped up if the power drops below 1.4 kilowatt. Use eco plus mode if you aren't desperate to be topped up and just want the charger to follow the solar curve and take advantage of this energy. Please bear in mind that the location of where you want your charger needs to have a cable route to your mains, and you need to have a spare way in your consumer unit for it. It also needs to have internet to be able to communicate to the app. This is preferable to be hardwired, but it can be Wi-Fi if it's not possible to get a cable back to the router. These chargers are available tethered or untethered and black or white. Note that they only come with Type 2 plugs, so if you have an older vehicle with a Type 1 plug, you're probably going to be better going for an untethered version and getting a Type 2 to Type 1 charging lead. The tethered version has a 6.5 metre lead, so think about where you're planning to site your charger to ensure that the lead will reach. Another product from myenergi that some customers have is called the Eddy, and it's a power diverter or immersion controller. This is a fantastic device that monitors your incoming supply cable, and when it sees you're going to export to the grid, it diverts the excess energy to your immersion heater and heats your hot water. You need to have a hot water cylinder to have an immersion controller, and it doesn't work with combi boilers. Please note that the Eddy is not compatible with the Tesla tariff through Octopus if you're having a Tesla Powerwall and plan to go on this smart tariff. On the myenergi app, you have the function to see what your solar and battery are doing, as well as your property's export, which is the part that physically makes the Zappi and Eddy work. These all need additional CTs and Harveys, so do not come as standard. If you want extra visibility on the myenergi app, please just ask your salesperson or installer, and this hardware can be added at an additional cost. Home batteries are hugely popular but very expensive and difficult to justify financially. Please note there is a huge amount of cheap Chinese tat at the bottom end of the market that we refuse to supply or install. There are companies out there that will offer you cheap, low-grade inverters packaged with small batteries for what appear to be bargain prices of 8 or 10 grand. Don't be misled by these companies that will spring up and be gone in 5 years' time, and likely will be putting their work right and ripping out what they've installed. My best advice is that if you can find the budget for a good quality battery, great. If not, wait. The solar's by far the better investment and the best product environmentally. The two batteries we do offer are the SolarEdge Energy Bank and the Tesla Powerwall 2. The key benefit of a battery is to increase your self-consumption of your solar and typically shift energy that you would otherwise export during the day to feed your property at night. Note that it's impossible to shift energy from the summer to the winter. The batteries would cost more than your property's worth. Although you can sometimes utilise batteries in the winter with smart tariffs that can charge the battery cheaply at night with off-peak tariffs and feed your property during the day. The SolarEdge Energy Bank is 10 kilowatt hours and sits on the SolarEdge monitoring platform, showing import, export, solar generation and added and self-consumption caused by the battery. This product does not currently offer backup, and whilst they intend this to be a feature in the future, this will be a whole new inverter backup solution, and what you are purchasing now will not be compatible. The Tesla Powerwall 2 is by far the market leader and is unique in the way that it offers a whole home backup facility. The system comes in two parts. The battery itself is 13.5 kilowatt hours and can be mounted internally or externally, and is 1155mm tall by 755mm wide and 155mm deep. It weighs 125 kilos, so it certainly cannot be fitted upstairs or in a loft. It needs a solid wall or good fixings to mount it on, and whilst it typically sits on the floor, the wall bracket needs to be secure enough to stop it falling forwards. The location this can be sited has to have a clear route to get both RS485 data connection and power directly back to the origin of the supply. It is not generally possible to mount it in a detached garage unless there's a duct for the cabling or new cabling can be run in. The backup gateway is the size of a meter box and has to go within 1 meter of the incoming meter location. This is because it intercepts your meter tails, which is how it backs up your house in the event of a power cut. In the bottom of the gateway is a DIN rail where we can build a small fuse board, which is typically where we'll feed your solar, Powerwall and any new circuits from. Please note there's a lot of talk about the Powerwall 3. Note that this is not an upgrade to the Powerwall 2, but was originally released as a US only product as it has an integral solar inverter. We do not plan to use the Powerwall 3 even when it is released in the UK, as we believe the SolarEdge inverter system with optimizers is far superior and would not want to use a basic string inverter built into the Powerwall to run your solar. The Powerwall 2 is the latest and best product to go for. The Powerwall has an integral 5 kilowatt inverter which can be set to 3.68 kilowatt to go through the standard fast track grid process along with the 3.68 kilowatt solar inverter. This can be increased when going through the grid application process. The best way I've seen a battery pay back is with solar, a Tesla Powerwall and signing up to the Tesla tariff through Octopus. This is a revolutionary smart tariff that uses your battery to support the national grid at different times of day and rewards you by giving you a symmetrical tariff that matches your import and export rates. Ultimately, you can deduct your annual solar generation straight off your annual consumption, and anything that's left will be at a reduced rate. Please just bear in mind there are restrictions and you need to make sure that your profile fits in the parameters. This is currently 9,500 day kilowatt hours, which equates to about 15,000 annual altogether, and 9 kilowatt of solar per Powerwall per year. There are currently quite long delays with the Powerwalls and you'll be waiting about a year for installation. Because it's still part of your solar installation, you will benefit from 0% VAT. Once we've installed your solar, we split the solar and battery costs so that you pay the balance of your solar when this is completed and the battery when we return to fit it. Please look out for our post-installation video to ensure you know what to do and what to expect once your installation is complete. Thank you.